The purpose of this video is analysis and taking a mix.
Are those who are about to receive their helmets present? We are. We are. We are. Are the witnesses present? We are. We are. We are.
Hi everyone, thanks for popping by. I've been at jw.org again. Don't forget I go there so you don't have to. And I was looking at this last weekend's study Watchtower. What spiritual food we've been given there. Now last week was a talk giving a study getting people ready for the memorial. And we're sort of in between that and the memorial coming up. So it's a time when perhaps people are more geared up, got a bit of excitement, a highlight of the spiritual year, the Black Mass. We got to go and do that. And inviting people around the doors, dropping off leaflets. Maybe a Bible study is going to come along. So a bit geared up. So isn't that a good time to ask for money? Nothing happens by accident. So I just want you to imagine now, you've had a hard week at work and the kids are grizzly and all sorts of stuff is happening and you've now got to get them all dressed and get yourselves all trudged over, and it's further the trip than it used to be because they've closed your local Kingdom Hall and sold it off. And then you've got to listen to a talk about giving them more money. So let's have a listen here.
Why give to the one who has everything?
Mm-hmm.
Theme text. O our God, we thank you and praise your beautiful name.
So, of course, they're not talking about, are they? Jehovah isn't his beautiful name or whatever. So that's already first line they're in trouble, but no one's supposed to think about that. I'm hoping afterwards I can speed up his talk. That would help a lot, wouldn't it? Why is that suddenly rushing ahead? Let's see what they've got
and
to
praise
say.
your beautiful name.
Oh.
1 Chronicles 29:13. Songs 80 and 50. What do you think?
Well, I'm going to tell you.
Why does Jehovah expect us to use our valuable things to give back to him?
It's okay to give to him, but not to you
How
guys.
did faithful ones in the past support the activities of Jehovah's representatives financially? How does the organization use the money that's donated to him?
Wouldn't we like to know? So it's going to be interesting. I want you to listen out. If they actually give anyone in this any facts, or there's lots of talk, irrelevant Bible passages, I want you to look out for any facts or go here, do look here at our tax returns and find out how we're spending your money. None of that. It's just, we do it. Oh, okay, that's all right then. Let's see what we got.
Paragraphs 1 and 2. Question.
Okay.
How does Jehovah generously use his material resources?
Generously, right, okay.
Jehovah is a generous God.
Okay.
Everything we have is from him. Jehovah owns all the gold and silver along.
Why are they mentioning gold and silver? Like, if you're the supreme being, like, gold and silver it's going to be like, you put it there in the earth for people and children to be exploited to mine it out, but you're not going to be bothered with it for yourself, are you? I don't know.
With all other natural resources of the earth, and he uses them to provide what is needed to sustain life.
And I'm indeed grateful
the
for
Bible
that.
contains numerous accounts of how Jehovah used his resources miraculously to provide for his people.
As a parent would do for their
for
children.
40 years, Jehovah supplied manna and water for the nation of Israel
And you
while
got fed
they
up
were in
with
the
that,
wilderness.
didn't they? Oh, dear.
As a result, they lacked
Well,
nothing.
they wanted something a bit tasty.
Nehemiah
Though.
9, 20 and 21.
Never mind.
Through the prophet Elisha, Jehovah performed the miracle of multiplying the small quantity of oil for a faithful widow.
Mm-hmm.
God's gift enabled her to pay off her debts, and after that to have enough money for her and her sons to live on. With Jehovah's support, Jesus miraculously provided food and even money when needed.
Yeah, well, so, I mean, I say, wonder, you would do that for your kids, and I know loads of people that do it for strangers, we have networks of things where, in this day and age with financial pressures on people don't have food, and someone hears about it, there's networks, and food gets to that complete stranger, and this is from people who have very little themselves, but when you have little yourself, you know how hard it is, So, yeah, but, that's, I'm not saying that's not good, but, it's what you do, isn't it? And, of course, people are going to get upset now, understandably, with this last sentence. With Jehovah support, Jesus miraculously provided food. So whatever Jesus does, it always has to be downplayed, doesn't it? Always has to go, Jesus underneath. So some of you will be able to comment on that better than I could. But you'd get thrown out, of
Paragraph
course.
3. Question. What will we consider in this article? Jehovah has access to unlimited resources that can sustain his earthly creation. However, he still invites his servants to use their material things to support the work of his organization.
Now, organisation, are we talking singular or plural? As Jeffrey Jackson said under oath on the Bible that he couldn't say that this is God's only channel on earth. I wish I could do his accent. That's a strange accent he's got. Apologies to anyone who does that accent, and commiserations, of course. So which organisation would Jeffrey Jackson like us to give to? I don't know.
Proverbs 3:9 reads, "Honor Jehovah with your valuable things, with the first fruits of all your produce."
Yeah, but not to you guys.
Why does Jehovah expect us to use
They're
our
not
valuable
synonymous.
things to give back to him? How did faithful ones in the past support the activities of Jehovah's representatives financially? How does the organization use the money that is donated?
Well, you're not going to
today?
really tell us,
The
actually.
answers to these questions
Gonna
will be
be-
discussed in this
Oh,
article.
there won't be answers. Be flummery.
Why do we give to Jehovah?
Because you need the money.
Paragraph 4, question. What do we show Jehovah when we support his work?
This is work.
We give to Jehovah because of our love and appreciation
Yeah,
for him.
and that gets
We
exploited.
are overwhelmed when we consider all that Jehovah has done in our behalf. When explaining the needs of the upcoming project to build the temple,
Now, notice they've gone into building straight away. And that's one of their big money grabs. We need your money for building. If any of you remember Fraggle Rock, Jehovah's Witnesses are like the doozers. That's just a code. Remember, they're always constructing stuff. And then the Fraggles would eat that, didn't they? As far as I remember. But it's governing body that are eating it. But it's just like, it's just all these Jehovah's Witnesses, all these people in hard hats just running around.
King David acknowledged that everything we receive comes from Jehovah, and that whatever we give to Jehovah is from what he has already given us.
Okay, fair enough.
1 Chronicles
But then, giving to Jehovah is not the same as giving to the organisation. You are not synonymous. Stop it. Behave yourselves. They need to be
9:11-14 reads,
Well, there we go.
"Yours, O Jehovah, are the greatness and the mightiness and the beauty and the splendor and the majesty, for everything in the heavens and on the earth is yours. Yours is the kingdom, O Jehovah. You are the one exalting yourself as head over all. The riches and
It does disturb me, sorts of lines like that. You're the one exalting yourself. That disturbs me a bit. Does it disturb you?
the glory are from you, and you rule over everything. And in your hand there are power and mightiness, and your hand is able to make great and to give strength to all. And now, O our God, we thank you and praise your beautiful name. And yet, who am I
Which isn't
and who are my people that we should be in a position to make voluntary offerings like this? For every
Oh, the privilege. Oh, you say so crafty. The privilege of a voluntary. No arm twisting behind the back. No, voluntary offer. I mean, who are we? Who are we? And yes, actually, I've found plugging into what I call real spirituality. Others of you may well disagree, and that's fine. That's fine. It does become, that is actually humbling, because the more it's the unconditional love and the treasuring. It is very humbling. It's kind of, they go together. But it's a very different balance to this. Hard to explain. Do let me know if you know what I'm talking about, or if you have some perspective on it, or a different perspective on it. That's great.
thing is from you, and we have given to you what comes from your own hand. Paragraph 5, question. How do the scriptures show that unselfish giving is a fundamental
You see how they're
aspect of
setting
true
people up
worship?
with the questions. Wow.
Giving is also an expression of our worship of Jehovah. In vision, the Apostle John heard Jehovah's servants in heaven say, "You are worthy, Jehovah our God, to receive the glory and the honor and the power, because you created all things, and because of your will they came into existence and were created." Revelation 4:11. Would you not agree that Jehovah is worthy of all the glory and honor that we can give him by offering the best that we have?
Would you say really that giving glory and honour is the same as giving money? Would you say? Maybe it depends how much you value money. If you value money a lot, if that's like, ooh, money, love it, then you are giving the best that you have, because it's like, ooh, I value this.
Through Moses, Jehovah commanded the nation of Israel to appear before Jehovah at 3 annual festivals. As part of their worship at those festivals, the Israelites were not to appear before Jehovah empty-handed.
Oh.
Deuteronomy 16:16. Likewise today,
Yeah, but that wasn't
unselfish
Moses' day.
giving in appreciation for and in support.
They do. Oh, they do love their Moses. Oh, they love their Moses. Jehovah's Witnesses. We'd like women called Moses Witnesses at this rate. I wonder how he's enjoying himself in Beth Sarim living there. He must be having a great time, because we've not seen him for nearly 100 years there. So he must be enjoying himself. So that was then, but now they're going to use it for now. Unselfish giving. The work of the earthly part of Jehovah's organisation. Fundamental aspect of worship, is it? How did they make that leap? How did that leap from a direct command in the times of the Israelites and to them, how did that become giving money to this so-called Jehovah's organization become a fundamental aspect? I don't see how that jumped. I'm probably being really stupid here, aren't I? It's probably someone, and I'm not talking about the JW trolls. There's someone going, yeah, it does make sense, but I'm not seeing it. Maybe my brain's off today. Usually is, isn't it?
Lord of the work of the earthly part of Jehovah's organization is a fundamental aspect of worship. Paragraph 6, question. Why is giving good for us?
I give for my health. I can't afford any health insurance now, but I've been given for my health. No, giving is good. Giving it is good all round. Giving circulates. There's got to be a bit of common sense to it. Giving from the heart is very good. Giving because, yeah, you want to, that's great. But giving to these guys, I've given you money so you can have this lake that rises up and down. We've not heard about that lately, have we? The up and down lake. I think that's worth my kids going out without a pair of new shoes and a new coat this winter, so that you can pay for that lake going up and down, for goodness sake. Dearie me.
Giving is good for us. It is healthy for us to be generous givers and not just receivers. Proverbs 29:21 reads, if a servant is pampered from his youth, he will become thankless later on.
Really?
We may think of a child who gives a gift to his parent.
Really? Yeah, it can be seen that someone who's given lots of things can not realise the work that it takes to go into it, take it for granted. But it depends how you give it. I mean, you could give a servant, if you had a servant. Oh, first of all, yucky doesn't have a servant. But you could give a servant lots, but at the same time, take them out with you or something while you're making sort of, food donations and cooking food and giving to homeless and helping homeless people set up and things. So then they would appreciate what they've got. So it doesn't, I don't know, I'm being awkward again, aren't I? I'm probably not getting this, am I? Help. How long do you think, if I was answering this, I'd have been well chucked out? Or just looked upon with complete pity, I guess.
From the small allowance they have given him.
Mm-hmm.
How the parents appreciate this gift. A son or a daughter who may be pioneering and living at home may rightly give
With a kid, do you appreciate more than buying a gift from the pocket money, say? Or do you appreciate, I mean, that is appreciated, isn't it? Do you appreciate, like if they spent weeks at school making something for you or drawing you a card? But they want you to focus on the spending the money. They're not mentioning the making something, are they? Sewing something, woodworking something. They're not talking about that because they want money. So now they're pioneering. So they're admitting that someone pioneering won't be able to pay their way. Someone at home. The parents are subsidising. So parents are already giving a lot, aren't they? To Jehovah by Jehovah's organisation. I can't say that with a straight face. I know, I'm not trying to be mean, but it's true. They're already giving
parents some funds to assist with household expenses. Though the parents may not expect this, they may accept these gifts because it is a way for the child to show appreciation for all that they do for him. Likewise,
they might appreciate it more when the kid moves out of the house.
Jehovah realizes that giving from our valuable things is good for us.
Yeah, they're talking about valuable things is money. Valuable things, money. Like if you were a Jehovah's Witness farmer and you turned up with your actual first fruits, part of your crop to the Kingdom Hall, can you imagine the reaction you'd get? Can you imagine? J.W. Crisis Gilbert Gonzalez, he did that test, didn't he? He went around Kingdom Halls where he's saying that relative had died and he was wanting to donate clothes. Oh, no, we don't want your clothes, but they were, my mother's, and it's personal, that's valuable. No, we don't want them. But then when there was an envelope with money, and oh, yeah, we'll have that. Cheeky. Giving in Bible times. Let's have a look what they're up to now.
Giving in Bible times. Paragraphs 7 and 8, question.
Ooh.
How did Jehovah's people in Bible times set an example in contributing, A, for specific projects, B, for the general support?
So I doubt if they'd have put it in those terms. I am now giving you some shekels for specific projects. I am now giving you some shekels for general support of the work. They've couched it, haven't they, very conveniently, in Watchtower terms.
Work. The aspect of giving from personal resources is well established in the scriptures.
Mm-hmm.
In some cases, Jehovah's people contributed for...
As I say, farmer, J-Dub farmer turning up, he's got some cows and things, and turns up with some milk churns full of milk for you. Ain't gonna go well. Get into trouble with the elders for that, mate.
Specific projects. For example, Moses called for donations for the construction
Here
of the
we are again, building.
David for the building of
And again, building.
During the time of King
Building. Ooh, doozers again. Doozers.
Jehoash, the priest.
sticks are the building blocks of our castles. And that's what my new job is like, Diary.
If I can't have radishes, doozer constructions are almost as good. I wonder why that is.
To the radish knife!
Yes, Chief!
I'm your life wingnut!
Oh, you know I can't recognize you with that helmet on.
To the radish knife!
Agreement, thinking. That's what doozers like to do, and building is the doozer way to go. 2, 3, 4. 'Cause every day the world is new, there's dreams to pay attention to, and building is the surest way we know. 2, 3, 4. Set your shoulder, move that boulder. Up, 2, 3, 4. Up, 2, 3, 4. Make our dreams work through our teamwork. Up, 2, 3, 4. Up. And when the doozer day is done, there's still some time for doozer fun. So take your helmets off and set them down. 2, 3, 4.
There's dreams to dream, there's work to do, but after all the work is through, there's still some doozer dreams